Check. You out the right there. Check. Hope not in my trap. Check. This boy's got that style. I'm gon' say, turn, doing me. Turn shit, nigga, yeah. Turn, we all believe. I try to understand, but most lost in the sea. If you don't understand, then you in the me. Check, it's a dream. Check, pick a beat. Talking on the free. But she dumber than a tree. If you didn't know, check, I was on the go. Turn, and I was thinking real hard, shaming on that glow. Turn, I steady waiting for a no. Know how, where now, where they at now? Where? Which I never left, nope, I was always here. Check, bitch, your spirit like a sugar dish, stand at headlights. Check, we got them headlights. His mind is not right. Check, go for any tricks like a headlight. Turning on them trees on an island lake. Turn, with my life on the flight, in the flight on my plane. Niggas still way back every day. Still in this shit. You might need a shit. Bitch, I'm the shit. Fucking and I'm lit. Your bitch is just a bitch. You a lazy bum. Empty and I thought. Spiritually you should though. Looking at your window. Reminisce the times you try to fly, but nigga I'm still though. High off the antidote. Just by summer star you know. Bitch I flush you down like down dudes in a short bus. You love it like that. Hope not in my trap. Just bust got that style. Oh, yeah. You don't know about that. Check. You love it like that. Check. Hope not in my trap. Check. Just bust got that style. Got that stash now. Got that stash. Got that shit now for you on my spreadsheet. Oh shit. It's fucked up in this motherfucker. Hold on. Give me a sec. How we doing this motherfucking shit? You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, we in this motherfucking shit. Man, so I'm gonna make this really quick because I check my shit on my battery and it's low as fuck, so I gotta make sure that shit charges. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but fuck all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about some spirituality and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just some little quick things. You know what I'm saying? I want to break down the aspects of knowing how to suspect an enemy, and not like an enemy, but like suspect someone that's trying to stop you from your gifts and talents. You know what I'm saying? And this could go for all walks in your life, all everything. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you got like co-workers, you got associates, you got even the managers, you got family, you got friends, you got you know what I'm saying, all that shit, cutties, all that shit that they just because you knew them your whole life, they try to play a certain role with you, like a certain role to stop you from your gifts and talents. You know what I'm saying? And they try to play that with your emotions. You know what I'm saying? And they do it subconsciously. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like we gotta be in a space where we know how to like separate these like the sheeps from the poodles. You know what I'm saying? If that's the right term, but if you want, we want to know how to separate these things. So when we go on with our everyday life, we know how we're relating with everyday life, how we're relating with others. Because when you relate with others, the whole point is to catch like ways of new ways of how to think, new ways and how to feel. So you don't gotta stay stagnated in your old ways and how to think and feel. So the whole point, you know what I'm saying, like, because we're in the fifth spiritual root race, so we're down here supposed to intertwine the fourth, because once we came from the animal, because we were all animals before we became humans. So once we were animals first, we were in the four energy, so that the realm of creating our own character. So that's basically being like an individual, because that's a higher octave of one. So when we're in that energy of four, it's like we were already in a space where we were trying to like relate that and come out of our beastly natures, you know what I'm saying, like as animals, and become human, right? So now that we're human, now that we're in the fifth spiritual root race, now we're supposed to create our own vibe, create our own emotions about how we feel about that actual thought we created for ourselves. So in the best, you know how to intertwine the four, because you gotta know how to go back to these natures. So the best way you know how to connect the four with the five, you intertwine those systems, then you become a six. So you become a sixth dimension creature, which will be you being an actual human in that realm. You know, so you being an angel in that realm. You know, so you being some whatever thing you created for yourself in that realm. So it's really not human, but it's like it's kind of like it's the best ways I can explain it. So it's kind of like it'd be like down here, but with more awarenesses, with more abilities. You know what I'm saying? And depending on how like hard you like, if like I said, because we're all in the process of it now. Like we're all like we're all like in the process of becoming something in that realm already. So it's like you with the best, like the better you know how to do that, the better you know how to sustain yourself with the everyday life and shit like that. And shit, but yeah, but I want to but let me break down that the aspects of knowing how to decipher an enemy with to a friend, to a foe, to all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you like, and it's all about like having your like a palate senses, when your palate senses tingle, because we all have palate senses. We all have senses where we be thinking we be doing some weird, like thinking some weird shit with somebody, because we be like, nah, this don't feel right, like this individual don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not fucking with this motherfucker's vibe and shit like that. So it's kind of like the best way you know how to correlate that in your everyday life, and know how to better your trait your system, your constellations within you, because there's no such thing as actual constellations in the sky. Like you'll never see a actual star constellation in the sky. That's just allegory for each houses. You know what I'm saying? So each so every 30 degrees of a house. So it's like the how you call it, the chakras, what do they fucking call it? But yeah, it's really like within you. So it's kind of like I kind of broke that down yesterday too. If you go back to my live from yesterday, I broke down aspects of each house is like an actual, and that's just the small example of every chakra system you have within you, and every mind you have an organ, not organ, but every mind that bends into itself to create an organ within you. So it's kind of like the motherfucking shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So we just doing this shit together, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the better way you know, the better you know how to correlate your inner work. That's how you appear to be in the external, your outer works, you know what I'm saying? And spirits, and a lot of times spirits do things on for reasons, you know what I'm saying? Like spirits will do something for a reason, but you may not be aware of it. Like the spirit will just like, especially the spirits, like a wise spirit, they'll play certain roles, play certain characteristics, play certain personas, but they'll still be the same spirit in that actual body. But to sustain a certain way of like achievement, of thinking, of like of a way of like a product that they can create for themselves, they'll play that role of like playing a character just for you to like you know what I'm saying, like it's like to play ball in a way. So it's kind of like, you know, shit like that. But so when you're interacting with like people in your life, people, everyday people in your life, that you know, why that's anyway, everyday people in your life, when you correlating like with the enemies and the foes and the friends and shit like that, there's really no such thing as a friend. That's why it's called friends, because the end. So everything comes to an end. So it's kind of like the better you know how to correlate the ending portion with you. So you know everything comes to an end. Everything has a death. Everything has an expiration date. You know that you know that to how to better your actual surroundings. So you know to like have in your mind fucking actual friend. Oh, I hope this shit don't die. It's gonna be quick, but you have in your mind fucking actual friend. You're in a space where you're trying to find a family. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even talking about your 3D family down here. I'm talking about your spirit family, because when you connect with your spirit family, everything goes out the box, because now you're in a space of you're just connecting with people, like-minded people just like you, the people that think same and similar just like you. So when you're in spaces like that, now you're in a space where it don't matter how you're seen, how you're looked, how you approach, how you're feeling, even if y'all fight or whatever like that, that's not even important, because the it's like y'all would rather deal with each other than the next person. You know what I'm saying? Y'all rather deal with each other than your actual family, and that's the actual like spark that we created as spirits, that to create for us, for ourselves, when we were in the space where we were creating our actual spiritual family, our actual spiritual you know what I'm saying, spiritual spirit and fucking spirit guide. But if you want, like, you make these, like, the spirit guides are supposed to get their information from you. So when I say spirit family, I'm talking about spirits that have the same end goal in their mind, right? Now, when I say spirit guide, the spirit guide, that's why it's called spirit guide. A lot people down here in 3D will mistake that word spirit guide and think, okay, I'm supposed to be with a spirit that guides me. And that's not the point. You're supposed to be the spirit guide is supposed to you're supposed to be the spirit guide for that spirit, because for that spirit to even find you, that means you're a strong spirit. So flip the tables. Since that spirit is already not in a human form, and you're in a body right now, and we're not human, but this is some examples. Since that spirit is not in a body right now, and you're supposed to lead by example, and have certain uh roles and like things that you how you move as a spirit, and that spirit will copy you in a way, in a good way, because it sees that you're on the same, you're in a way of creating a substance that you can be born out in a even more broader realm of reality, where that same spirit, where that spirit is at too. And since that spirit is at that same space as you, like since you were able to connect with that spirit just vicariously, just by being in that same space as it, now you're in a space of, however y'all connecting, that spirit sees you as the teacher, because you're the spiritual wise teacher, you know what I'm saying, spirit. That's like the student. So like what happens when y'all at school, y'all, the teacher talks shit and students learn. So you got to be a teacher. It's kind of like when you're a teacher, you're in an aspect where you're just teaching. You don't care, like, and as a student, the student just learns from you. But in reality, the student and the teacher are on the same level, because for the student and the teacher to even connect, uh, y'all were in a space where y'all would agree to terms, a certain terms and conditions in that spiritual realm, to and on how to live in a certain lifestyle and a certain goal and a certain life and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's shit like that, you know. So like it's like, I don't know, it's like that's why a lot of students can like teach teachers, you know what I'm saying? Because when they teach teachers, like they're in spaces where they already know what's good, like they already know what's good, you know what I'm saying? They already know what's how shit's happening, you know what I'm saying? Because when they see the different like different how I say this, different ways on how that teacher is reacting to their environment, either he or she, now the teacher is in a space where they can lower their ego and relate with the students too. Because when the students learn, the teacher learns too, because the teacher learns from the students. That's why you can see a lot of teachers, not a lot of students teach their teachers, you know what I'm saying? A lot of students be in their aspects where they'd be like, well, I see, well, Mrs. Whatever, I see what you did, or Mr. Whatever, I see what you did, but you could do it like this, and then you could do it like, especially if you're spiritual, you're in college, and like you teach your professors, you know what I'm saying? like that's even better, because then your professor will be like, damn, like he or she will be happy and can't wait till you come to their classroom. Like they don't give a fuck about anyone else until you come into that classroom. And then when they see you, it's like they can like find better, like they just go get all types of sparks of information, inspiration and shit like that in their mind. And like that's like a good sign, because now you're in a sign where you know what you're doing is like you're doing God's work. You're on a bigger mission. You know what I'm saying? And it may look small at the moment. It may play out as small at the moment, but you're in a space of now you got the ability to expand and contract more. You know what I'm saying? And we know expansion is a physical death, spiritual heaven. Contraction is uh, uh, spiritual death, physical heaven. So you kind of want to have equilibrium of both of these things. But it is better to expand, because when you're expanding, you're in spaces where you're more closer to God. Now, if you do contract, you still got more capabilities to be closer to God, but it's less on the percentage level, because when you contract, you're leaving, like you're killing the spirit, and your spirit can't die, but it's just an allegory. You're killing a certain space that your spirit was extended, it was in as a spirit, and you contract because you're doing it for, like, it could be for money, it could be for like a goal, it could be for anything. But when you actually expand, you're actually doing way more, because not only are you understanding the inner uh aspect of the bubble, and this is an example, it's not a bubble, but this is an example, it's not a bubble, but not only are you understanding the inner aspects of the bubble, you understand the outer too, because now you're expansion out that form, you know what I'm saying? And and it's all just doing it like a thing that you're just getting out and out and out and out, so you become like a big ass fucking spirit that you outgrown this whole world, you outgrown like this, so you don't even, you know, you're not coming back type shit. That's those energies, you know, you'd be in when you're in those kind of spaces like that. So it's like shit like that. Like people got to learn how to get spaces like that, because when you're in spaces like that, you know on the right things to do, the right things to pinpoint at, the right things to pin your shit at. So when you're doing that in a way, now you're in spaces where you already know like the everyday people and their everyday moves. You know what I'm saying? Just like, for example, like this topic was about how to decipher your friends, enemies, close ones, cuddies, all that shit, co-workers, all that shit. When the why I kind of said all that was to get to this point right here, to lead you on to this point. All those motherfuckers don't want to see you, especially if they like, if they be giving you certain energies, like they be acting like they be into the same shit you be into, and then they'll be saying something that they know damn well you be watching, like they know damn well you be watching like some spiritual shit online, and but they're like for example, if you watch Joel the Pilot Man, like, and then you try to put them on, but they'll know damn well you be watching shit like that, so they'll go back to your old videos, go back to his videos, then have to create some type of energy in their mind, and then and contract that shit. No pun intended, contract that shit, and then have that certain way of thinking. That'll be on their mind the whole day until they meet you, and then when they express it, even feels phony, like you can tell. But if you're not wise enough in the spirit, if you're not wise enough as a spirit, you won't catch it. You'll be like, oh, for real, damn. Then and then you'll be thinking like, man, I should probably you know what I'm saying, correlate with this individual. But then like that's when they got you, because then they can actually drain your energy and be like, okay, yes, now that I got this individual, now I know how he or she moves. Now I can make them in my favor, make them be more and more in my favor, and work for me and shit like that. And that's really how they think. Now, see, if you're wise enough as a spirit, you already see that from a mile away. So whatever they express to you, you like, and then it'll be shit that you may not even remember you said. So but since you already had that, since you already put that in the universe, you're still the intellectual property of that. What's up, Mac Dank? Mac Dank it is motherfucking shit, Mac Dank. But yeah, so you're already being spaces where you already connect with that shit in general. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you'll forget about certain words you said and shit like that. But then you gotta be in certain spaces where you feel like all that shit was worth it though, because now you're in a space where you understand why you did this, why you did the things you did, and then why you were actually why you correlate those kind of moves and certain gestures and shit like that. But it's like a whole thing that we do as spirits, like, and we do this for reasons. Like everything we do is for a reason and shit like that. And we do this and to like, it's like angels do shit for humanity a lot. That's the one thing for angels that we always, even when God wants to, like, because God can't wait till all these theologians, all these motherfucking all these Hebrew Israelites, all these motherfuckers washed away from this world. I be thinking sometimes like why is like what what's the point of me being down here if I can't change certain minds? And I understand changing the mind is kind of like in more of the negative aspect, because you're not supposed to change someone's mind. You're supposed to just lead by example, and then that correlates to that correlates to them actually changing their own mind. So it's kind of like you gotta be leading by example and shit like that. But I be thinking like, damn, like if that's the case, then why can't I play the role of, like, I always ask God, like why can't I play that role of of being that different character that comes and change your mind, even if I'm coming off as disrespectful or looking crazy, or it's like, but then it be telling me like, nah, because that's not like, it be putting me on some game, like, nah, child, I need you for this, because there's already times when you did shit like that and shit just backfired. And I told you not to go that far with it, but then I let you know on how far you can go with that. And then I let you know that it'll be chopping it up with me. And then like I be understanding, and I be getting it. I'll be okay. It's like, so it'd be shit that like God really wants to, like, because no matter what, like God's gonna get you if you're a negative individual. Like if you're an individual that, like, especially trolls and shit like that, like God's gonna get y'all, because y'all already in spaces where you don't give a fuck about yourselves, and y'all don't give a fuck about life in general. So if you're already in that space, imagine how deep, how you feel in the internal realm. You probably know you ain't shit. You probably know, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's deep. But I mean, it's like I'm I just see it as like baby spirits. You know what I'm saying? I just see it like, so I'd be like, yeah, they don't know what they do, or they know what, I don't know if that's how that saying goes, but they don't know what they do. You know what I'm saying? Um Humans don't know what they do. I guess that's what came to my mind because I can't think of these words, man. But I know what I'm talking about. But shit like that. But anyway, at the in the whole totality of things, right? We all got to be in a certain space and certain way of thinking where we just know how to decipher certain enemies and certain foes and friends and all that shit and cousins and all that shit and know which one is right to give some of your energy to. And it's never good to give your energy to anybody, but it's good to. But sometimes you love yourself so much. Sometimes you have so much energy yourself. You don't mind sacrificing yourself and then giving it out to the world, no matter how weird you or crazy you look. You know what I'm saying? Because at least you know what you're doing is for God. So it's like you're here to change minds. So if I can't change minds just by verbally connecting and communicating with somebody, especially close ones and friends and family, then I'm going God just told me just play certain characteristics where like you just play that certain star in the mind. So when you play the star in that mind, which is a star, your mind is a star. When you have that certain mentality in your mind that you got no fucks given. You can give no fucks about what the external world cares those at you. Now you're in a closer space with God because God is in those spaces. Because God's been there, done that with energies like that where because God's already tried to come down here and change some a mind of a human that and then there's the wisest quote unquote the wisest one at that, you know what I'm saying? Because no human is wise, but like try to try to change the world, try to change the mind of a wise human. And this cat was lost too, so it was like okay, I bet I see like this. So it's like, and it gave up at that point. Like fuck that, fuck that, just fuck that, just disappear in the wind just like powder. Nigga just dipped. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's crazy because it's like just you know what I'm saying. Y'all watch the ending of Powder when Powder ran and he ran away and poof disappeared. That's how it was. It's like oh shit, fuck that, ran away like that. They just this nigga dipped on humanity like fuck that. So when it sends its angels down here, the best thing we can do is try to prove him wrong and show him that it's possible. But then like the universe once it shows us every day, once again, every day, and that's not gonna happen. And I don't think it's gonna happen this eon, to be honest with you. Like in order for God's word to come down here, like it's gonna have to be like a big ass flood of just wiping out, just like the Bible said, a big ass flood just wiping out humanity and shit like that. And just man, we just come out starting off fresh. So now we're in a space where we all have clear minds and we all have uh we not in no bias, we not in no damaged way of thinking, we just in a pure state of thinking. So now whatever we think and whoever the wisest spirits be at those times, they can come down here and change the minds of certain other individuals or intellectual properties and make these cats think, and then they see okay, these the way they're doing it looks way more better than how we set it up. And because it's always going to be a space of where spirits, because there's no such thing as spirits becoming aware before another spirit. All spirits just become aware in general. So depending on how aware you are in that little space that you were accumulated from that space, you know what I'm saying? Because you will always hear your spirit is eternal. You know what I'm saying? Not internal, eternal. So you always hear. And just in me pointing out, don't get it fucked up. Me pointing at myself like I'm a spirit. Nah, I'm just this is just this is the flesh. I'm talking about in general. When I be pointing at the spirit, I just mean you. Like we all spirits. All spirits have minds. So it's kind of like we're in a space where we became aware for the first time on all aspects of realm and all realms of reality. So depending on how aware you are in those realms of reality, then you can connect that with down here, and then you can see your little footprints, and then you can see why you do the things you do, and then you can see why you play the roles you play, and then you can see all that 1-2 and shit like that. But it's kind of like why I say that is because like when we get to that certain world where like we all have like we're all in a space where we got clear minds, we can think for ourselves, we can think for we don't gotta think for others. Like others already know the deal. Like once we connect, like it may not even take words at that point. We just do something, and then motherfuckers just understand us. And then that's how we connect in the spiritual and the mind bodies first. Then that's when we can get to spaces where we can bring God's world down here and it'll make way more sense. And then that's the whole point. That's what God wants us to do. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. But at this point now, that shit's not gonna happen. Like this world is too dumb. There's too many demons. There's too many humans down here, and there's no one wants to change. No one wants to no one wants to create that flaming sword for themselves, because that the flaming sword is nothing less but your words. You know what I'm saying? Your word, and especially your cuss words. You know what I'm saying? How, because our words, like, we're dragons and mermaids, but we're really all dragons. But like the reason why they call women mermaids is because they're closer to the feminine. You know what I'm saying? Because as a spirit, when they chose the female body, they connected with the 60% feminine, 40% masculine. So they're more on a percentage level of the feminine. So that's why they can connect. That's why we called it. That's why Greek shit, they called it mermaids, because, was it Greek? Yeah, that's why Greek shit called it mermaids and shit like that, because um they were correlated more to the internal realm. So that's why spirits and female bodies be more spiritual than spirits and male bodies. But and that's and I mean that as a like, they know why people, they do the certain things they do in general, because like, it's because they're connected to the vibration. So with the vibration, that's water, that's fluid. So however that, you know what I'm saying, the word was created from the vibration. So that goes even deeper, because when you understand that, fuck a word, the vibration, we like this water side, this we are in water, which is vibration water, but it's a mix of all these things. But you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like, since like when you smoke, or when you swim, or when you're cooking a stove, when you cooking some water in the stove, what happens? You see smoke come out, and once that smoke comes out, it evaporates, and you're in this that fusion and friction makes it evaporate in this realm of reality. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when you look out in the sun, you may think that's a floating light ball, but that's what NASA says, but it's not. It's really a fusion and friction you're looking at in the sky, and and you're, it's kind of like you're looking at the moon too, because it's kind of like as internal as so within, so without. So when you look at the sun, it's kind of like you looking at the moon too, because you're looking at it from your emotion, from your heart space, from your feminine side, because you're internalizing this shit. So when you internalize it, you see how different, and then we are rotating to the left. So when we rotate to the left, it's kind of like a system of separation. So we're always trying to separate ourselves from this world. You know what I'm saying? Because we were already following this spirit, this space, to a retarded ass realm. You know what I'm saying? So we were going to the right, but now Uriel taught us about separation and left, and separation is actually the good thing. It may not be good, but it's good. It's good to know when to use it or not, and shit like that. So that's like when you close your eyes and you feel left, you feel separate, you move left. When you close your eyes and you feel righteous, you move right. When you close your eyes and feel depressed, you move down. We close, and there's no such thing as up and down, but these are just concepts we created from the spirit realm first, then it manifested to the external. But then, so when you close your eyes and think high about yourself, you go up. When you close your eyes and think regret, you go back. When you close your eyes and think moving forward, you go forward. So these are all things that we do in the spiritual realm. So jump out that and connect that with this in this world right now. You're already in spaces where you already in like perspectives where, since we are rotating to the left. Now I'm letting you know, since us as spirits, we are rotating to the left, right? We're separating from this being, because we live in a being, but we're separated from this actual, like, water cycle, and going more out to out, and left is out, like out. Righteous is internal. So left is masculine, righteous is feminine. So it's just shit like that. That's why angels were called white in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's just an allegory of your left, if your left of your higher natures. So the closer you are to man, aka the closer you are to thought, you're closer to God, because that's how what angels do. Angels come down and change shit. You know what I'm saying? And change minds and thoughts and feelings. You know what I'm saying? AKA fuck thoughts and feelings, shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like shit like, and then so it's kind of like, once you understand the Bible as an occultist, you know the deep ways and how to substantiate yourself in that shit, and know the goods, the wrongs, the bad, all that shit. You know how to but shit like that. But man, my shit about to die. So I'm gonna end it off on that. I wish I can go deeper, man. I swear, y'all. I wish I could go deeper. I wish, but my shit's about to die. I'm on 14%. So anyway, I love and appreciate all y'all for watching. Have a good day with a DAE. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got all the energy. You know what I'm saying? Transmute that shit. Use it for yourself, and stay wise, spirits. And like Bruce Lee said, be like water, but nah, nigga. Like what Flightball said, be like no thing. You know what I'm saying? Enter the spaceship, enter the flight. You know what I'm saying?